What was a major PR disaster? Going way back, in internet years, to the early 1980s. Osborne Computer Company announced their forthcoming new model would be much better than their existing one. So of course people stopped buying the existing one. And thus they went out of business before the new one was ready. That time that Burger King released a 6-second ad with the "Okay Google, what is the Whopper Burger?" This triggered any nearby Google devices to give a description of the Whopper Burger. Except that it got the info straight from Wikipedia. So people just went to the Wikipedia Whopper page and changed the information to say things like "contains children" and "contains traces of cyanide." Eventually Google just said frick it and made the ad not work with Google devices anymore, if I remember correctly. KFC decided to give out free chicken for one day as part of a promotion. Obviously. However, you have to play it safe with your advertising when doing something like this. If you give out all of your product for free, then that's a loss, but you still want people to be aware of it. So you should advertise it on a talk show that will be viewed but not by everyone. So, who's this Oprah Winfrey chick? She's just a niche thing, right? Let's advertise it on her show. The results are pretty much what you would expect. In Australia, our supermarket Woolworths has the slogan, "We're the fresh food people." On Anzac Day, basically a memorial day for our fallen troops, they tried to do a promotion called Fresh in Our Memories. It did not go down well. During the AFL Grand Final the other week, there was a ticker tape ad at the bottom of the screen saying, "Turn Australian kids into fresh food kids." Except the last word kids was written in a weird faded font that was easily missed. So it just looked like they were promoting cannibalism. Susan Boyle had an album release party. The PR company came up with a hashtag Susan Album Party. Via Rail Canada. They promised a student pass for Canada's 150th. For $150. Because trains are so damn expensive. When the sales went live, the site crashed. Only a small amount of people got tickets. And Via Rail said that was it. No more. Followed by a massive uproar. They reopened selling the tickets at 3 AM Pacific, 7 AM Atlantic. While in the process of selling these, 4,000 people managed to get tickets. But Via Rail said only 1,867, Canada was confederated, would get them. Around 2,000 people didn't get the tickets they had originally purchased. And were refunded. Followed by another uproar. They were charged and given their tickets back. Train travel in Canada is extremely expensive. And many people, much like myself, who want to see the country, but cannot afford to fly or drive, tried to take advantage of this opportunity. The prices were too low and the demand was way too high. I don't understand how Via Rail did not see that coming. The Ballonfest 86, https n.m. Wikipedia. Wiki Ballonfest percent 2786. Basically what happened was the United Way of America tried to break the world record for most balloons released at once by releasing 1.5 million balloons as a harmless publicity stunt. What they didn't realize was that what goes up must come back down. The falling balloons cause millions of dollars in property damage, the deaths of a few fishermen, difficulties in air navigation, and probably a ton of wildlife killed. Not only did they get negative publicity and lawsuits, the balloons caused an actual disaster. The United Airlines dragging off the Asian doctor. Pretty fricked up and poorly handled. Bill Cosby posting, "Go ahead. Me," on Twitter 3 weeks after Hannibal Buress called him out for RP. Ask R. Kelly. New Coke. One of the conspiracy theories on Reddit is that New Coke was the company's way of masking the shift from cane sugar to high fructose corn syrup. When Ariana Grande was caught licking a donut, it wasn't hers. It was on the counter. Then she made an apology video talking about the rise of obesity in America lol. She also caught a lot of heat for being really rude to the lady behind the counter. When they were advertising the Aqua Teen movie and people thought the ads were bombs. You left out the best part. The marketers had a press conference where, on the advice of their lawyer, they would not discuss the case and instead would only answer questions about haircuts from the 1970s. Michael Phelps versus a shark. Who will win? That shit got so hyped, and not once did they listen when somebody said that a computer simulation was of course going to fail to satisfy. How BP initially handled the Deepwater Horizon explosion. The CEO, Tony Hayward, standing down near the docks in a business suit while everyone else is in work gear, made him look seriously out of touch. He and his son going sailing, like they were on a vacation. And then him saying, "I'd just like my life back," on the news. Acting like having to deal with this was a big inconvenience to him. Even Hitler didn't sink to using chemical weapons. Okay. Probably not a major disaster. But it was quite funny. Zac Efron tweeting, "I'm thankful for two things today. MLK and hitting 10 million Instagram followers. Many people took offense to it and he wasn't able to deny it. Don't forget Ted Cruz liking an incest porno." Marvel announced on Twitter a partnership with weapons manufacturer Northrop Grumman. Less than 24 later it was cancelled because of the backlash. It's worth noting that they did this the same week as the Vegas shooting. Ocean marketing, https VenturaBeat.com 2011-12-27 Ocean marketing, how to self-destruct your company with just a few measly emails. Company makes special console controllers and hires outside marketing company for marketing. They run a promotion that if you pre-order you are guaranteed delivery before Christmas. Person orders 2 and doesn't get them. Begins correspondence with marketing person. Starts off okay, but as customer gets more and more frustrated, the marketing person starts berating and then outright insulting the customer. All for asking why he hasn't gotten the product he paid for. During the exchange, marketing guy brags how well the product is doing and how many they will sell after exhibiting at PAX. Customer loops Penny Arcade in and Mike from PA enters the discussion, saying that this company will never exhibit at PAX. Marketing guy insults Mike, not knowing who he is. Mike posts entire exchange on Penny Arcade where the internet takes over and destroys this guy's life. The woman who said that we shouldn't mourn the victims of the Vegas shooting because they were probably Republicans. Holy frick. Now, that's not exactly a PR thing, but that's freaking horrible. The Kendall Jenner Pepsi ad. I fail to understand how nobody working on it realized how badly it looked. BP oil spill is pretty much a textbook example of a PR disaster. The CEO said he just wanted his life back after millions of gallons of oil spilled into the ocean. That British spin doctor who sent her boss an email asking what unpopular news they could bury due to the events then currently happening at New York on the 11th of September 2001. Deepwater Horizon oil spill. CEO standing in front of a million cameras saying, "I cancelled my holiday for this," or words to that effect. He was removed not long after. When South Park takes the PSS, you know you've fricked up. We're sorry. Close bracket. Ridgema Mall in Fort Worth. They have added an interactive aquarium in the mall and it is going to be huge and allow you to touch the rays and whatnot. Sounds cool, right? Here's the problem. They barely advertised it at all. They forced out Neiman Marcus and Macy's was already gone and moved all the stores between those anchors either to the opposite side of the mall or forced them out too. Everyone thinks the mall is closing, but in reality, they're improving IT. But they had like one tiny sign for the entire area of empty space and now the mall actually is in danger of closing because they were too cheap to actually advertise. Showing an episode of Dallas in communist Romania back in the 80s. It was supposed to show them how bad Western society is like. People there got pissed off when they saw how the city, Dallas, looked better compared to their living conditions. Major disaster for the government. Mountain Dew's Dub the Dew campaign and the whole American United Airlines fiasco of this year. Kathy Griffin holding a press conference after holding that head that looked like Donald Trump. She kept going on about things unrelated to the subject. How she was a woman, blah blah blah. Right after Germany wiped Argentina in football, the German company Bayer launched an ad campaign for an insecticide. With a slogan like, "We are known for our total eradication." Bayer also made Cyclone B, which was used in the German death camps. Also, people in Argentina take football seriously. The answer has to be the Shell Oil Company Greenpeace meme generator about 5 years ago, just after they were granted permission to drill in the Arctic. Their intention was to show beautiful scenery of Arctic nature and allow people to create captions. It backfired badly and everyone made jokes about oil spills and extinction of animal species. Hilarious actually, because I can't imagine what else they had assumed people would do with these images. Double quote. Let's go. Edit. Okay, I was wrong. Greenpeace and others were trolling Shell. Still hilarious though. I worked at an aquarium and we were promoting a new crustacean exhibit. They printed and hung signs outside and ran a short-lived commercial saying, double quote, "We've got crabs." POC registered sign Mongo Fest. I was there to witness it all. Me and 20,000 other people are gathered around in Grand Park in Chicago to play POC registered sign Mongo and catch rare and special POC registered sign Mon. But because 20,000 people are all trying to play the game in the same area, the cell networks became very overwhelmed and the game wouldn't load for about 99% of the attendees. This led to people shouting at the main stage, "We can't play," and overall making people very angry. In the end, everyone was refunded on the tickets. $100 of premium in-game currency was given to every attendee. And legendary POC registered sign Mon were released worldwide shortly after the event. The Philippine Pepsi riots in 1992. Pepsi wanted to increase sales in the pie, so they had a prize contest where winning numbers would be printed under bottle caps. Sales of Pepsi went up 31% and 30 million people bought Pepsi. Someone decided 349 was a winning number. 800,000 caps had 349 printed on them. Pepsi couldn't pay. Chaos ensued. Bottling plants were burned. Employees and managers were assaulted. A grenade at one plant killed 3 people. Pepsi executives fled the country, still owing winners over $1 million.